So this is great when it comes to people who are already oriented on what you're doing, right? Now my question is this: how are you planning to find these parents who need that help? Do you already have a plan in place for that?
See, I will go to my own circle, right? Because many of my students
Right.
today are already parents of teens. They're all in that age group, right? 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
So I have Facebook, like we have past students Facebooks, like 1999 onwards, they have a Facebook group. They already have a Facebook group with whom I have been interacting maybe for last 5, 6 months. And I've
Okay.
been telling them that I'm making a course, okay? And some of
Great.
them have written
Great.
back saying that, ma'am, once the course is ready, please give me a link,
Right.
Then I have my own Loreto. I'm from Loreto. So I have my own school girls, Facebook group. So with such Facebook groups, there also, I had told them that I'm making a course. So they had also had shown interest. They said, okay, then if it comes, please let us know where we can go and things like that. So I said that once it is ready, I will definitely get to you. So I am in a number of Facebook groups, the parenting groups. I'm already in some parenting groups where other coaches have their own parenting group, but I'm also a member of those. So
Right.
I can, yeah, so those are niche groups, those are like parents of teens. So I can put it over there. And if they are interested, they'll come.
Correct. So that's perfect. That means that you already have places where you can put your explore your niche in
Yes.
in this first in the let's say
Yes.
first contact. Now,
Yes.
before they will take the course, what's the conversion tool? The conversion tool is going to be where you are plugging in your sales letter. Are you planning to do it through a session, a webinar, like a webinar session, or a Zoom, like sort of like a Zoom call, or maybe just you streaming on your Facebook page, where they will come to learn about your course?
Yeah. Now, you see, I have a series already, which is called, it is on Zoom. I have it maybe once a week, but because of Diwali and all these things, I was not able to do it. But I have had about 3, 4 sessions where I bring parents of teens and have interviews with them.
Correct. Yeah.
So that goes live on Zoom and Facebook at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So there, maybe at the end of it, I can give a CTA. I can give them a call to action there itself.
Yes.
Suppose I'm talking about fear, what we can do to get rid of fear. So one whole Zoom call can be devoted only to talking about fear. What are the fears of an adolescent child and how parents can handle that? And
Yeah.
through the interview, I ask a parent how she handles it. And there are women who are already in the corporate world or they're entrepreneurs. So they are my avatar.
So this is sort of like a life coaching that you're doing with them, right?
Life coaching, not actually life coaching. It'll be more like a conversation with them to find out what they are doing, how they handle the problem.
Okay.
And then I can tell them that I have a course on this. So you can come to the course and go through it. And as a call to action, I can give the viewers who are listening, I can give them the link that, this is
Right.
last maybe 10 minutes, I
Yeah.
can speak about the course. So it'll be a live interaction. And if they ask me questions, fine, I'll give the answers. Otherwise, I'll tell them that this course is there. I'm giving you the link below, CTA.
And you do
come
it.
there.
And you do it regularly. These interviews.
I have done 3 till the festive season. I did every week one I have done.
So once a week you will be doing an interview like that, right? That's the goal. Well,
Yes,
yeah,
it's called Pivot.
So that would be a perfect conversion tool in the interview format, where you deliver some value by exchanging information with the other party, And then
yes,
what you need is basically a bridge and a sales
yes,
message. Okay, so
yes.
don't not only invite them to your course, but actually deliver them a little sales talk at every time at the end of your session with the parent. You will have a sales message for them prepared,
Okay.
right?
Let me write this down. Okay, one second. Let me just write this down. That's why I thought, if I have a talk with you directly, then, you'll be able to guide to me. Yeah. So these things are in place. I just need to, like, the next person with whom I'm going to have an interview, it is already,
Yeah,
she has sent me her
that's
PPT and
great.
what are the points she's going to discuss.
That is
So
great.
it's in place.
That is a perfect conversion tool, and you can definitely use that. The only thing is that you just want to have a nice smooth link between those interviews and your course, right? And that's your sales talk. That's your sales talk.
Yeah.
All right. So did you already prepare it? Did you already have your sales talk, like your sales message?
My sales message, see, I have my vision and mission statement is ready.
Okay.
I'll share that with you.
Yeah, I've seen your website. I've seen the mission statement and like the general idea. But the difference between that and the sales talk is that in a sales talk, you have to go walk your audience through a script. So that is
okay. I'll do that then.
That is a script that shows your journey. Okay, so you plug in a little bit of your own transformation before, I discovered, and after, right? That's how this
Yes.
that's how the sales message is structured. First comes the story, right? Then comes the transformation. The transformation becomes your offer. Okay, so once the audience will learn, oh, she went through this journey and she have this results for herself and for her students and for people who she was helping to before. So now you don't have to go and find it by yourself. You don't have to go and look for these different. I created a course. Well, I'm giving you this journey that I went through step by step, right? So you can take my experience that I'm providing in the form of a course, right?
Okay,
I get it. Then you're listing down. This is the moment where you can tell them if they're interested in this course, in these results that you achieved, right? Then they can take your offer, and then it's not normally a place where you're like giving them 3 call to actions. So one is for the audience that is like sort of emotional buyers. So they pretty much should be ready to click on your link or go to your next step right after you share the results. They're already ready. For the second type of audience, you're going to have to give them some logical explanation why they should do it. Right? So you will tell them how it works. They will need a little bit more explanation how this course is going to work. So you give them an overview. I'm taking you through this module, through this module, through this module that gives you this and this and this and that. And after this course, you will be able to talk to your team without anger, or always find the solution for an argument without a quiet day. So whatever else, right? You give them a very specific result that they will achieve after going through this module. Then this will be a result that you achieve after you go through this module. So those are for the logical buyers. And then finally, you want to add the last bit is urgency. You add a little bit of urgency over there, which basically limits this possibility somehow. And it doesn't have to be artificial, because sometimes people say, oh, so I'm just going to tell them that they can take it only today or only this week, and then I will take it down or something like that. You can tell them, you can give them bonuses for fast action. bonus for fast action, when it comes to the course, the most natural thing you can do is, course is an automated process, right? So if you're buying a course, that means you will be going through pre-recorded videos, right, with some exercises that I gave you. But for, let's say, the first 10 or the first 15 or whatever number you want to put, you will give additional help in the form of coaching, only to the limited people who will react to this message first, right? That's the urgency part that you can apply, and it's very natural. Obviously, you're not able to give individual coaching
Everyone,
to
yes.
everyone, to 100 people, to
Right.
300 people, whoever amount of
No.
people who will take the course. But for the first 10, you can do that. So you want to reward them for taking action now, right? So in that way, you're addressing in your sales talk, in your sales message, you're addressing all three different type of customers. The ones who will just buy because they
Emotional,
want the results.
yes.
They are emotional. They want to do this. They feel your story. After they heard your story, they're already ready to buy, right? And the logical buyers, they will need you to tell them the process. And then the urgency is just gonna limit their options. They will know that they have to act now, or something will be taken away from them, right? So all these three you want to have in your talk, and it always starts with your story. So this is something that is called the Pat Quinn, one of my mentors, said that everything starts with a signature story, with your origin story. This is where when you're blending your mission statement, when you're talking about your mission statement, why you're doing this, okay? Yeah. Instead of telling them what you're doing and what you're going to give them, that's a different part. You're also going to have to tell them that in a different moment. But the first thing is why you're doing it in the first place. Why you want to coach these people? Why you choose women entrepreneurs with teens? Why you've been working in this area for 30 years? What drives you? And why you choose to do this particular thing and not some other things that are out there for you as well, right? Because you have all these different expertise, so you could possibly do a lot of different things. Why you choose this? Okay. Right? In your story, you will link this to your past. In your past, things happen that were either giving you a lot of pleasure or they were causing a lot of pain. And these two things caused you to act, like cause this effect that you decided to act on it, right? You changed it for either for yourself or for your students that you had contact with, for some parents of the students that you were coaching, that you were counseling, right? On your journey, you developed a process, right? But you can share a little bit of struggle, right? It wasn't like that you saw the product, you saw the problem, and the next day you had a solution, right? So depending on how much time you have for this, you can either go for the full story or for the short version of the story, where you're just like showing them a little ups and downs of your journey, right? I started, I've seen the problem, I struggled, I couldn't see the solution. I found something, it got certain results, then I had to make it better. I had to learn myself how I can get better results. I found it, and that took me this amount of time, this amount of studying, this amount of money that I invested in my own development, my own courses. And now you have the ready journey, that this whole process ready in the form of a course, right? This is the moment when you can start telling them what you're going to give them within your course. But before that, you have to
build up your story,
your own story, right? Which tells them why you're doing it, but at the same time, linking emotionally them with you in the past, right? Because they don't, the people sometimes feel very intimidated, especially I've noticed, because I've been working with a lot of Asians. When they feel intimidated, when they feel like you are putting yourself in a like place of an authority, they sometimes not acting because they are scared that they won't be able to follow this, that they are not in a place that makes them comfortable with, you know, going through this process, because they don't feel ready. They feel like you're so advanced, so far away, and so different than them. Then it builds the wall that you don't want. You want to make sure that they feel comfortable before they will become teachable.
Okay. I have a video here. If you go to my this thing YouTube channel, just go to Transform with Viji. Go to Transform with Viji. You just write Transform with Viji, you will get on YouTube.
YouTube. Transform
with capital VIJI. Capital VIJI. Yeah.
Okay, I see your channel over here.
You can, it opens with Mindscape Solutions. Yeah, it opens. See, you can see it here. See, can you see it?
So I've seen.
Yeah, the first video is
what it takes to parent teams.
Parent teams with confidence. Yes, open that. See that? That is my why. That is my why.
Good afternoon. This is Viji from Kolkata. How many of you are parents with teenage children, with adolescents between 13 to 18 years? How many of you are struggling to handle them so that they are more amenable to the discipline that you have in your home? How many of you want your children to be confident so that they will be wonderful leaders of tomorrow? Well, I have been a teacher for 4 decades, and I have nurtured, mentored, guided adolescents for over 4 decades. I know what their problems are. I understand their mind. I empathize with their dreams, their aspirations, and their goals. What I strive to do is to give them a space to grow and find themselves. So in my course, what I am striving to do is to guide parents of adolescents so that they will be able to nurture confident children with empathy, with understanding of their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, and their hopes. Parents can have a command and control mode rather than empathize with their children's dreams and wants and desires. So there has been a major paradigm shift this decade as to how parenting is to be seen, not as a command and control mode where the parents assert their right to control their children's future and mold it in their image of themselves. Rather, today, we give children the opportunity, the space to grow, to pursue their passions, their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, so that they can find fulfillment in what they do. So if you concur with the image I have of a bright confident citizen of tomorrow, and you would like to rear your child to be such a strong-willed, strong-minded, focused citizen of tomorrow who can do anything he wants, who can chase any dream that he has, and who can become the best version of himself, then my course is for you. So, without waiting, I will tell you something about my course. My course on mastermind.com will be how to parent confident citizens of tomorrow, how to parent confident teenagers with empathy so that they become the better version of themselves. I will take you through the strategies of how to instill that confidence. But before that, how to bring about a change in how you look at parenting. What is the traditional mindset and how you have to shift your mindset to think in terms of being a collaborating parent. This is a word which I have coined to mark the difference between the command and control mode of a parent who believes that he has the right to mold his child in the image he wants him to be, or for that matter, his daughter. On the other hand, my image of a parent, a successful parent of an adolescent, is of a collaborating parent, where there is understanding, where there is empathy, where the parents will be able to appreciate the dreams, the hopes, the aspirations of their children. Alienation will stop, quarrels will stop. The atmosphere in your home will be one of harmony and peace. So how many of you would like to live in a domestic environment where there is understanding, where there is empathy, where there is acceptance of each other's point of view? Debate, yes. Difference, yes. Discussion, yes. But not conflict. So, if you are in tune with my vision of a confident teen of tomorrow, I will be launching my course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just.
How is this for a sales? Yeah. This is just a video. I have not published it. This is just.
This is a perfect part that I would position right after the story itself.
Okay.
Okay, because over here you were talking about like a very general journey through your life as an educator, right? Now the story over here would be an example, right? Show one case that you actually had in your professional life where you meet a problem, right? You had a child, you had a parent. That was the situation before. Then I did this, right? I applied my strategies that you mentioned over here, and then right after that, that were the results. Now the child is whatever lawyer or not lawyer, but is happy, and the parents are proud, right? Instead of another case where parents were forcing the child to run their life their way, and now the child is a doctor but is completely unhappy, right? And there is no dialogue between the child and the mom and the parents, right, or the whole family, because the child has issues with how the life looks like, and that's all because my mom forced me.
Yeah. There have been cases, yes, absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So it's all about the story of one individual. It's instead of going like general, what I know, what was the journey, what was my experiences. That is already you showing your position. That's you building your authority, which is great after the story, after the transformation story. So you have to meet your audience on their level. What's happening inside your house? You had some good parts in this video as well, but it's all about like structuring it a certain way. So you say the backstory first, okay? And you can say, let me share a story with you of a, let's say, your student or a parent that you've been coaching, and then that story will allow your future customer to connect themselves with this person that you're talking about. Whether it's you, sometimes depending on the situation, that main character in your story can be you and your journey through transformation, or can be your...
I can talk about my daughter. You see, my daughter,
yes,
yeah, she had science. She was a brilliant student. She had science, but she was very clear that she's not going to be a doctor. She's not going to be an engineer, right? She wanted to do architecture and design, which I encouraged. I agreed, because we have architects in the family. So she had seen a house being built and she felt that, you know, she wanted to take up this particular line.
right.
So then she pursued that course, and now she's doing very well there. Now, suppose I had imposed my will on her. Suppose I had, sort of forced her, no, you have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer. Then what would have happened is that she would have done it, but her heart would not have been there. Her passion would not have been there. So today she is very successful in her line. Why? Because whatever she's doing is not drudgery for her. It is passion and purpose. And that is why she's doing so well. At her age, at 40 years of age, she's written 5 books. She is on the international ICOMOS panel in Paris.
So you can show that is also something that you can show as a proof that you are eating your own medicine. But the really good story is the story where the things were not good right away. Okay? Because in your case, when you were parenting your own daughter, you mentioned that you were already on her side and you were like supporting them all the way from the very beginning. Now, the story that people that you
because I had seen people who had asserted their will, and then the child had suffered. So because of that,
this is what you need to start with, the backstory.
Yeah, because of that, mindset had changed. You know, I had seen parents. I had seen a child, in fact, who was forced to take science in 11 and 12, which he never wanted to do because the parent wanted to be a doctor, but she wanted to take up sociology and history. So this girl actually, she finished 11, 12 with science. But when she went to college, she did not take up science. She took up history honors. And one of my students who had history, she took all her notes and prepared for it and went and joined St. Stephen's, Delhi, which is one of the top colleges for humanities. And she went ahead and she's made a good life for herself. But she challenged her parents. That is the thing. So the conflict was the risk.
Did that affect her relationship with the parents?
Yes, definitely, because they forced her to do something which she didn't want to do. So later on, when they wanted her to be a doctor, they wanted to be an engineer. That is why they forced her to take 11 and 12 science. So when she revolted against that, you know, and then she went on her way.
How did it make the parents feel? How did it make her feel? These are the elements that will capture your audience. Okay, emotions that were there when the parents heard their vision and she had their vision, and there was this conflict.
Clash, yes.
What she felt, what they felt. You talk about emotions because these things will connect with your customer, with your audience. Oh, they'll say, yeah, I also feel it. I also couldn't find a common language with my daughter. I was also super angry at my daughter that she wasted all this time for something, and then didn't do this, right? Yes, but they will be listening to this first fragment of the story without knowing what happened next. And then it will be like, oh, wait a minute, I thought it's going to go all like it went for me, that, you know, lost contact with the daughter, lost contact with the son, or you know, my son is now, instead of being a doctor, is a waiter somewhere in the restaurant or whatever else, right? So they will have their own old beliefs that they think will happen, but that is going to be like, no, no, no. She actually, in this particular case, she revolted against the parents, but she actually succeeded. And now the parents, instead of enjoying the success of the daughter, are feeling bad that they were not supportive and they were not a part of this success.
Right. They're not part of the journey of success. Yes.
So when you choose a story, choose the story where there was at the beginning was not ideal, was bad. Things were not going the right way, right? And then you show this wall, right? The wall for this particular girl maybe was the moment when she says, no, I'm not going to follow my parents anymore. My parents are not giving me good advice. I will do things on my own. And I had to say goodbye to my good relationships with my parents because I preferred to live my life with passion. And that was the choice that I had to make. That shouldn't be the case. None of the children should choose between the parents.
Forced into that situation, absolutely.
Right? But it was the case because for her, that was more important than having a good relationship with the parents, right? That will give parents a realization, oh, if I'm going to keep on doing this, maybe it will lead to a moment when I will lose my relationship with my child.
Right.
But then you share the other part of the story. What happened after the wall? What happened then, right? And maybe the parents find their way back to reunite with the daughter, right?
Yes.
Right?
When the name and the fame comes, when the name and the fame comes, then obviously you're very proud that my daughter has done this.
Correct. And then you can tell them very easily. So wouldn't you want to be a part of this journey all the way instead of joining your child once it's successful already? How much better it would be if you actually can see all these little wins on the way to the top of the mountain.
Right. Very beautiful. Yes.
So if you share the story like this, you have a very clear bridge right after that. So look, instead of trying to guess what should I do, what should I not do, what is good practice, what is not good practice, what is old thinking and what is new thinking, take my course where I'm showing you this whole thing based on my 40 years practice and all these cases that I studied. You're going to have it laid down, so you're never going to have to guess it again, and you will be sure 100% what you should do and how, like with your child, and what is the path that will take you to the success, whatever that's going to be for you in your case. Right? So choose that story right. That story is everything. The story you will choose is everything. This is how you're going to capture their emotions and their hearts. If you do the story right, the sales message is just going to be sort of like, do you want to know how to do it? You ask them permission to share the information about your course instead of promoting your course and telling them, my course will give you this, my course will give you this, my course will give you this. Share a story and ask them, does that story resonate with you? Did you have the same realization in your past, or maybe even now? If yes, would you like to know how my course can change that right away? And you ask them permission to share information about your course. Then now they're ready to listen. Now they're ready. Now they have their mind open and say, okay, now I know why she wants to give me this. Now I know why she wants to change my mindset or give me this strategy or give me that strategy. But before, if you just tell them, I'm going to give you, and then you just start telling them what you're giving, most of the people, they're just not ready for this. They don't feel like they need it or they don't feel like they can, it's for them, or they don't feel
it's for
like
them. Right.
they are, this course is somehow related with their situation. This is the story that does that connection.
Yes. The possibility of conflict. Even when a parent is, say, with an 8-year-old child or 9-year-old child, you're not yet a teen, but they can mentally be prepared that such a situation can occur. So I have to be, alert, and I have to take the right steps at the right time. This is the time for me to build a bridge of connection with my child and find out, how
Correct.
she's thinking, how her mind is working.
Correct. And I think, since you have such a great practice, right? I bet you have multiple stories that you can share, right? So you can actually vary between the stories. You can even share within your sales message a few shorter parallel stories, but make them very vivid. Instead of talking about the general population or parents in general or teens in general, talk about Jane, talk about Susan, talk about Jimmy, talk about one person, and show that transformation, how it happened, because people will resonate.
But I don't need to name the actual person, because that may not be, liked by that person.
You can call it. You can say,
any name.
for
Yes.
for the sake of the story, we're going to call this person whatever.
Yes.
Right? It doesn't have to
naturally.
be the real name, right?
Absolutely, yes.
But you want to give a character a name, because if you're talking about a nameless character, it's harder.
No, obviously, no. You have to give a name them. Yes.
So you can say, I want to share a story of my customer, of a parent that I coached in the past, and it was, placed in this, but just for the sake of the privacy, let's call him this and that, right? And then you're just sharing a story of a person instead of just like,
yeah, I get it. Yeah, right. Yes, I get it. I get it. So automatically the emotional connect is more. Okay, Mike, excellent. You give me fantastic feedback and fantastic inputs. What modules can I add over here? Can you tell me? I have one on daily habits of living, okay, where I've introduced about meditation, about affirmations, gratitude, journaling, because parents don't know about all this in India, what they can do to strengthen themselves from within, so that, and maybe say the meditation or the journaling they can do with the child, so write three things for which you are grateful today. So parents, it can be different from what the child writes, but if they do the exercise together, it creates that bond of understanding. Or affirmations or meditation, they can do guided meditation together, even for 10 minutes in a day, being together, breathing the same air, sitting in the same space. So I thought maybe new habits of living, then food, something maybe on how you can change your diet to make it, not just sort of what we call the snacks and things like that. Make your children understand that hamburger and Coca-Cola is not the beginning and end of food, that there's so many other ways. And especially as a teenage child, you get into the kitchen with her, because COVID has shown, servants are not going to last very long, even in India. Outside, anyway, you'll sort of, you do things yourself. But in India, we still have people, home help, day, night, home help, who do everything. To get your child into household chores, what they can do, how they need to join in. And through that, develop empathy. When you're making something, you're baking a cake together or making a cookie together. What happens is, that the closeness automatically comes in. So closeness cannot just be overnight. It has to be over a period of time. So what modules can I add over here in this? Just give me some suggestions.
Okay, so let me just, I think, I'm not sure if you had
suppose you're a parent of a teenage, or maybe not teenage, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, okay? On the threshold of
my oldest one is 12 right now.
Oh, then right age, absolutely. You'll be my best avatar.
Yeah.
So,
well, so it's like this. When it comes to all these additional things that you would like to offer, I would suggest to limit the areas that you will be covering to 5 areas. Okay, not to water yourself down, because it's sort of a little bit like that. If you're going to become everything,
Right.
then you're going to end up with not bringing real big value in any.
Focus. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So
okay. Yeah.
it's organized like this. I don't have my whiteboard over here right now, but maybe I can share my screen with you just to show you if you maybe had a chance to see my session about the brand. If you go to, you are already in this group, right? You're a member of Knowledge Hackers School of Self-Mastery.
Yeah.
As far as I know, you joined the group. So if you
No, I'm not on this one. I'm not on this one, Knowledge Hackers.
You don't have this group yet?
No, I'm not in KBB. I'm not in KBB.
This is not KBB.
Then?
This is not KBB. This is my group. This is my private group.
No, I've not joined this group. Okay, yeah, I'll join it today. Okay, fine.
Let me see. I think
Yeah, did you send me a link or just yeah?
There you go.
Send me. Yes, send an invitation. I'll sign in now.
So this is a free group. This is not connected with any course like KBB or other courses. This is just something that I run for people who are starting their businesses online and wanted to start with the brand in mind. Okay, so I have this process.
Are you talking about that? Yeah.
I have this this is the 4-step process that I follow myself, but I realized that a lot of people who jumped into an online business, they skipped this step. They skipped the branding step. And I think it's not really a good thing, because there comes a certain moment when you find yourself paying for a lot of different things that are becoming not sustainable in a longer period of time, because you don't have the community. You're not building your community. The community is not built because of your course or because of your services. It's built because of the brand, because people can connect on a deeper level with your values. They follow you for your values, for who you are, and not for what you're going to give them. That's just a transactional perspective on it. So what I did over here in this group, we are running every 2 weeks, every second Saturday, we're actually having a live Zoom session where we're doing some coaching and some exercises. So people are joining in those sessions and learning about these 4 steps, right? Whether it is building your online personality.
Every second Saturday.
Every second Saturday. And the next session is actually this Saturday, 12th of December. I'm going to have a friend of mine who is a moderator for Mastermind Group as well. He will be talking about how to create highly engaging community on Facebook, right? And basically showing a little bit of information about how Facebook algorithm works, how to post on Facebook to have more exposure, right? So this is the topic for this week, and it was actually chosen by the members of this group. So
what time is this? Your Singapore time? Give me.
So that's going to be 9 p.m. Singapore time.
For mine it'll be 7:30.
So it's going to be 6:30. You have 2.5 hours difference, right? 6:30, 7:30.
6:30, 7:30, 8:39. Yeah, 6:30. Yeah, 6:30
Indian time.
Yeah, 6:30 p.m. IST.
I will be sharing. I will be creating event later today, and all of the members of this group are automatically invited for this session. So
fantastic. Yeah,
that's a one thing. And these sessions, like I said, I'm collecting some feedback. I'm collecting some information back from the community to see what should be the next logical step that we should do together as a community to get better, right? To get to our goal, which is basically build your following on social media that will be your customers for your future business, right?
Yeah.
So now if you go to this group and you click on the units tab over here, right? You will have a really nice way to see the value in this group. So I've created few units over here, and each unit is covering different topic. Unit number 2 over here, you will learn a little bit more about how you build your online brand to attract the target audience that you want for your course.
Okay.
And we had an initial session when I'm sharing information from mentors like Simon Sinek, or like Dean Graziosi, like Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson. So this is the compilation of knowledge from the mentors. But the second part of it is an actual strategy that you can use to implement that, right? For your own particular case. So what I call it over here is the Shamrock strategy. This is how you design your brand with purpose in mind, knowing that you have one offer, one core offer for the people that will be taking your courses. And around this core offer, you will create, I call it Shamrock because those are like 4 leaves.
Yeah, the leaves. Yeah, Shamrock. Yeah, I know Shamrock.
Right?
Yeah.
And these extra areas, they are not your offer, but they're infusing your offer. What these areas will do, they will bond you together with your perfect customer, with the avatar that you're after, right? Because the people who will take your offer, they will be in agreement with you when it comes to these other areas that you're covering within your social media posts, right? So like you mentioned, maybe you want to talk a little bit about healthy eating. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about let's say spending the time with the family, right? How
habits of living. Yes.
How is that organized?
How we can change our habits of living. Yes.
Right. The important part of this brand is that it's not only related with your work, it's related with what you do in your private life. Because the posts that you will be creating, they won't be from the book, they will be from your practice. Right? Which will make it super easy for you to stay consistent with the posts on social media, because you don't have to study on or research or do whatever different things to create a content. The content will be created by you living the life that you're promoting. Right? So if you're promoting something like a certain building certain type of relationship with your daughter, right? Then you can show people as one part of your brand, how does it look like for you? What kind of things you do with your daughter, right?
Experiential, basically experiential learning. Yes.
So and now the very important information from the mentors themselves is that you're not going to be able to transport your whole personality into the social media world, because it will confuse your followers. So the maximum amount of areas that you can actually do is 5. And within that 5, 1 is your offer. 1 is something that you're selling, and 4 other areas of your life will be something that will be creating a relationship with your dream avatar. Right? And now it's your job to design purposefully what areas you will be sharing, right? And at the same time, what areas you will not be sharing. Not because they're not worthy of sharing, but because you don't want to overwhelm your people.
Right.
Remember, if you're following Tony Robbins, you probably know this quote from him, that the confused mind is not making decisions. Right? The moment you will start sharing everything you know, and you're a very knowledgeable person, the people who are following you will be confused. Because they're not on your level.
Yes.
Right? So that's why you have to downgrade and meet them on their ground, on these 4 areas that you will be building connections. Okay? So if you go through this unit, these sessions are already uploaded. They're for free. There, you can go there, see what we went through together with the team, and then look at the Shamrock example. And at the end of this session, I'm actually also inviting people to take my offer as a course. It's a very basic and basic level course when I'm offering a little bit extra help with designing the elements of your online personality on Facebook, right? Okay. So for you, it might be actually a double benefit from here, because you will do the same thing when you will inviting people to your course. When you're providing a session like that, in my case, it was a session on Zoom with a whole team, right? So I had a few people, I think, for this session, if you can actually click on this one, you will see like I had, I think maybe around 20 people, right? Joining this
20
session.
people, okay.
Right, and they were this live session together with me, but I then turn it into a video that I put in the unit, right? So you can do a similar thing with your interviews. You will be interviewing people. It's going to be a live session, but then you can turn it into a video that you will plug into your either Facebook group.
Yeah, I have them there. But they are in my YouTube. You're telling me to put it into my Facebook. I've kept them in my YouTube.
The thing with YouTube is that the YouTube is a great thing because it's a search engine, but the downside of YouTube is that it's not interactive. People cannot follow up with you on YouTube. Right. In Facebook, if I put this on Facebook, right, and then you watch this, and I'm giving you some call to action over here. And you can actually do the next step. You can reach out to me, you can send me a comment, and I can deliver you the next step over here, or take you to the, hop on the Zoom call with you, or on the coaching session with you, so you can have actionable steps that comes right after that, right?
I know.
And so that's why putting it within Facebook group, or basically a place that allows interaction. That's the part that you need, because you're delivering the knowledge is one thing, but the second thing is how now you can grab these people and pull them to your program, right? Show them, okay, this is what I'm standing for, this is the knowledge I'm sharing, and now this is how you can get more things from me. Do this and you will get this extra value, right? So when you go through this even one session over here, you will see how I did that. I'm delivering the value, I'm teaching them, I'm sharing them some story, or sharing them how I figured that out, where this knowledge comes from for me, how I realized that this is actually something that I should do. Then I'm delivering that knowledge, and then as a last step, I'm showing the people who are part of this course, but I'm also showing you and everybody else who is in the group and will walk through this unit with me what you should do next. What is your next step, actionable step that you can do? And I'm giving you options. I already delivered the value to show you what you need to do, and you can do it by yourself. You can,
okay, radio and podcast. So I can do it on podcast or on YouTube or newspapers, blogs. You're giving me the options, which any one of them I can take up to build my story.
So, but when they're doing it by themselves, they're sort of only taking the longer version, because that means they will have to find all the information by themselves, right? Or even if the information comes from you. So you can say, you can go to my podcast and go through episode 1 to episode 10, when you will find out all the information related with this particular thing, right? Once you go through these episodes, you will have the next steps, what you should do and how you should do it. Now, that's the long version. They have to do it by themselves. They're not going to have extra help of a person that will lead them. Okay, you have A, this is your B. You have B, this is your C. Okay, so that is
hand-holding will not be there. Yes.
Yes, the information you have. I'm not withholding information. You have it. Now, you don't have to do it by yourself, right? The second level, the second step is that if you actually join my course, in my course, I'm showing you, I'm walking you by your hand. So we will do it together, right? Step one,
right.
This is how I do step one, and this is how we're gonna do it. I'm showing you an example. We're going through this example. You follow these steps. You have step one done, and then I will take you to step two, right? So that's the course. Like inside your course, you can also, if depending on what you're selling and what is your service, you can tell that some of these elements, they can be done for them, right? So let's say in this particular case, if I'm telling you that the course is about building your brand, to build your brand on Facebook, you will have that it's a 5-step process, but 4 steps out of these 5 requires some editing or requires some designing part.
Elements, yes, absolutely.
Those are the elements that you have to do one time, and they serve you for the longer time, right? And those are the elements like your Facebook cover photo. So just to give you an example of
See, those I already have. Okay, I'll tell you. So far as my branding is concerned, my branding is done. I have a proper branding person who has done my Facebook cover, my banner, all that has been done. My logo, my everything has been done. So now the only thing is that like I have to make my course.
So no. Between the branding and the course is the community.
Right.
You have your branding ready. That's great. That means you have this step done. The branding part is done. Now the second step will be narrowing down your niche, making sure that you're targeting your lowest hanging fruit for now, because it will grow. Your audience will also grow, right?
Yes.
But you want to narrow down that audience at the beginning, especially at the beginning, to make sure that you can deliver the maximum value to this very specific people. So that's going to be the step when you're zooming in on your dream avatar.
I have my community also. I have my community. We go to FB, Facebook, and you type collaborative parenting for teen guidance. Okay. You can go to Facebook and type collaborative parenting for teen guidance. And from there, they'll take you to a Facebook page, which is called Let's Talk Teens. You go there?
Let me see. I'm going to Facebook.
Yeah, collaborative parenting for teen guidance, right there. That is basically my blogger. I do my blogging over there.
Collaborative
parenting. For teen guidance. For capital TEEN. Parenting for teen, capital TEEN, teen guidance. Yeah, teen guidance @ you'll get it @ this is the one, collaborative parenting for teen guidance. Okay, so this is my personal blog. I have about 4 blogs over there.
Okay, but this is the page. This is a page, right?
Yeah, this is my page.
Okay,
see, I've put my this thing over there. My this thing is over there. My podcast is over there. You can see over there, Everything in Rise. I've put it over there.
Send message.
So you can go directly and click on that, and you can have my Spotify link is there. Okay. So you can see over here, I have my personal blog. I have my email ID.
Do you have a group? Do you have your group on Facebook?
Yes. So from
group?
here, it is called Let's Talk Teens. Go there. You can see.
Let's Talk Teens. This one, right?
Let's
you got 97 members in this group, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this group,
you can join the group.
Is the community for your course? Yeah.
Yes, you can join there.
Those are potential customers for your course.
Right.
Great. Okay. Do you have emails of these people?
I have not tried getting emails, but I can get emails. Actually, I've not looked
because
into that yet.
Like these people are in the group. In order to turn them into paying customers, You need to provide them a nurturing content, which will be you constantly providing some form of value, whether through posts on the group or emails that you are sending them, right? Or maybe some links on some form of communicators, whether it's a WhatsApp or Messenger, links that will take them to places where you delivering value, right? And they will be keep on consuming your free content until they are ready to take your offer, to take the next step of your offer, right? But
go and click over there. Go and click on Let's Talk Teens. Go and click over there.
I think you're gonna have to let me in first. I'm not gonna be able to see the group until
you can see there. This is the one. Yes, this is the one. You can see my logo over there, Mindscape. See, that's my logo.
I've seen that one. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
But logo, and these designs that you have over here, this is one of the 5 elements of building the brand. Now, the second part of building the brand is designing your shamrock, right? Designing the areas that you will be sharing, and then constantly and strategically sharing it through your channels. Okay. So if you decide that your main channel will be your page on Facebook, which is okay, can be, although it works better if you're thinking about organic traffic, finding people organically without paid ads. Facebook algorithm is better optimized for your personal profile and not your page. The page is optimized for paid traffic. Personal profile is optimized for...
Go to my profile. Just Vaijayanti Bose. Just write Vaijayanti Bose. You'll get my profile. Just my name. Vaijayanti. Yeah, there it is. Vaijayanti Bose. Click on that, friend, because you're already there. Yeah, this is my
and perfect.
Yeah, I have about,
so this one you already
about 1,000 people. Yeah, I have around 1,000 people here.
Great. But, this personal profile, you can reach up to 5,000 people through this profile.
Okay. So this has my intro. This is my background. Okay, you can see over here, it has my intro, my background. Then if you go further down, there's my feature. Like these are all my certificates and, you know, like the various things I've done, coaching business. Then Arfin Khan, certified coach to a fortune. This is my certificate. This is the summit I attended. We went to the summit.
Can I share with you just a little bit of feedback over here?
Yeah, please.
If I press this, see, I just want to see in all these different areas. Yeah. So the design over here is nice. I would maybe only work on the profile photo.
I changed that. I have another picture. I'll put that picture there. Yes.
Yeah, it would be nice to actually see your face over here, right?
Yeah, the face was there. I don't know where the face is gone.
I'm talking about this photo because it's very, very important, even though it's a small element over here. But this is the only visual that people see when they read your post. So this picture over here, this one, will be seen over here. Every time you post, you see somebody else posted over here, and there's a group photo. A group photo. I can't possibly know who I'm talking with. Who is Debjani?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know anything about.
Right.
Who is Me Too? I have no idea who Me Too is. Now look at my photo over here. See this? You see my face. So you automatically can connect with the person. Oh, this guy is talking to me, right? He's smiling, he's looking. That is the only thing that people see next to your posts. That's why this picture is very important, right? Right now, this is what people see when you're posting or commenting under other people's posts.
I don't know why it's come like that, because in the morning it was fine. It was showing perfectly. I don't know why it's moved. Anyway, I'll do that. Yes.
Well, anyway, so this is a quick change. You can quickly change it.
This I can do. Yes.
The bigger issue over here is that I see no call to action over here. You see, you have a beautiful branding. you have in your intro, you have some information that is positioning you as an expert. But let's say I want to take up your offer. How? There is no clickable link anywhere over here. There is no clickable link anywhere over here, right? In the description of your bio. Even within this banner, there is no information. What can I do to work with you? What's the step I need to take to work with you? You know, that's
messenger.
Well,
Messenger.
Normally, let me just let me give you an example. That's the best way to learn. Just to see
that can be edited, right? Okay.
Yes, of course. All the elements can be edited. So let's say if I give you my example, let's say, right? So I'm sharing with people what I do, right? Build your personal brand online. Want to know how to be the best version of your online without hours in front of the screen. And you see this little thing over here? Click here, right? If people click here, they see a little description over here. See what I do, how I help, what's the process I'm taking them through, and they have a chance to join my group over here. You see, if they click this inside the group, I can deliver them the next part of the value. Now this is only one way to do. The second way, you see, I have the same link in my bio, in my short bio. I help entrepreneurs build their brand on social media, and they can click here to see what I can do for them.
They'll take them directly to your Facebook page.
Correct. Well, in my case, it's a Facebook group. I'm not using page because I'm using organic traffic. And like I mentioned to you before, the page is for paid traffic, which is another way how you can do it. Now, I also have the same link in my intro over here. Another place where they can click. See, so now they can click here. They can click here. Can click here. And this is my
So how do you embed that over there?
You just type it in.
Just type the link in. Okay.
When it comes to bio, you just type in the link, but you have to make sure that you don't have more than 155 signs, because that's the limit for the bio, right? So that means your bio needs to be very short if you want to have the direct link over here. But some people, they don't put link over here. Instead, they're showing that the link is in the intro, right? So another way how you can do it is in your featured photo. So I exit out all my featured photo and left only one big photo. There's another call to action. School of Self-Mastery, be the best version of you online. Learn from people who already click. If they click, they see the description and they can click the link.
So how did you put the click button over there?
That's just the design. That is just part of the design. This is a picture over here. So this is a fake button. This is what they call fake button, right? You just add this as an element of your picture. This is created in Canva, this part.
Oh, this is done in Canva. Okay, yes. Okay.
We designed this in Canva. And this is actually like, if people are taking my Build Your Brand course, the basic course, I teach them how to do that by themselves, but I also give them the ready design so they don't have to do it by themselves. But later on, if they want to change something, let's say we go back to you have this, somebody designed that for you, right?
Right.
So now if you want to add something, you want to add a little button over here. Do you know how to do that? By yourself?
I'll tell her, because this is still in the making. I'll tell her to put the button. Yes.
Yeah. So you can. So this is pretty much like what I call it is make sure that you have the help, but you're also not tying your hands because like counting on somebody else, right? So if I only need like one simple change, maybe I want to change the headline, maybe I want to add a button, maybe I want to change some little thing. If you know the basics, this is something you can do in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, on Canva, I know. I've done on Canva. I've done before on Canva. Yes, I know how to use Canva.
So
I'm using Canva to make my thumbnail and all on Canva. Yes.
Right. So this is the same thing. It's just a different resolution, right? Because you have different sizes of these pictures. So if you know that, that's perfect. That means you can easily add these elements. And the only thing that I would add to your page would be the call to actions. So people have different places how they can actually click on something and get the first value from you.
So below this, I can add over there, right?
Sorry?
Below that, the Facebook page, when I introduce myself, so there itself, I can just put in the link. Right?
Here you can put the link. If the link is short,
below podcaster. Yes, when I change that, I can edit that. Yes.
Now in the bio over here, it's nice if you're actually addressing your audience, because right now you're talking about who you are. I'm an emotional wellness coach at Manscaped Solution and a teacher, blogger, and a podcaster. Okay, one of the first things that I'm sharing within my course is that people are more interested in what you can do for them and not who you are. Okay, so now when you're thinking about that over here, use the bio to address your target audience. Let's see, like I'm telling,
okay,
I'm calling
yeah,
you with this. Right now, let me just show you a different. Lucy, for example, is one of my customers. So she have this. I help women 60 plus find their passion and communicate effectively online. Click, and the link, right? So she's addressing the target, the avatar, the dream, her ideal customer in the bio.
Okay.
Right?
I get it. Yeah.
So if you are a person, if you are a woman 60 plus who wants to communicate effectively online, you will be interested to click this, right? And the same if you click her banner over here, she also have the same way.
Action there. Yes.
You can click this link and go to Lucy's group, right?
Facebook group. Okay.
Same here thing over here. She has her Facebook group over here. And in her feature photo, she's promoting her course, right?
Okay, yes.
Click the link above to join my free group, Master the Art of Online Communication, right?
Okay.
If you click at the over here, she also have another link over here. So these call to actions are everywhere. On all these elements, you want to show people how they can take it, how they can interact with you. Now, this doesn't have to be a group. That's the last thing that I wanted to share with you. This link over here doesn't have to lead your customers to your group. It can lead them to your podcast. For example, if you're running
I can put my link over there. Yes,
you can put a link to your podcast. This is how you can tell them, join my podcast here to get this and some value, to get your first step, to overcome your problem, right? You just give them call to action and an actionable step. Click, and they go, right? Once you have them in the podcast, in the group.
Yeah, so that'll also like sort of I'll get more viewership for my podcast also, more listeners.
Yes, and then within your podcast, you already were mentioning that before, that within your podcast, every time at the end of your episode, you will be giving them an actionable step how they can get more value from you. Right? So you are delivering free value within the podcast, but if they want more, if they want organized knowledge, if they want step-by-step instructions, if they want hand-holding, take my course. If you want even more, take my coaching.
Okay.
Right? So this is how you walk them through the value ladder.
The path. This is the path. Okay, I get it. Okay, yeah. These are the things I didn't know. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no worries. Just make sure at the beginning not to spread yourself thin. So don't give them too many options, because from what you were saying to me today, I already know that you have a podcast, you have a YouTube channel, you have a page, you have a profile, personal profile. So there's a lot of things. And then you said that you were thinking about other ways how you can do it through interviews. All these different options will be confusing for customers. the best way is to start with one option. You give them one.
I'll put the profile. The profile would be the main thing.
If you are thinking about getting organic traffic, which means without paid ads on Facebook, then put everything on your personal profile.
Okay.
This one.
I can start on that, and then later on maybe.
This is going to be your first step. And from here, decide what's your next step. Only one option, because you don't want to tell them, go to my podcast, go to my YouTube, go to my group, go to my page, go to my this, go to my that. No, you take them all in one place where you deliver more value. Yeah. This over here in your personal profile, this part, let me see if I can actually see the view. This part over here, this is your timeline, right? So this is where you will be posting your Shamrock.
That is my picture. The picture, just go up, see? This is the picture, actually.
So I think you moved the picture. You just have to double click at the picture and reposition it.
Small. Yeah.
So this over here, this your timeline. Here you will be sharing your Shamrock. You will be sharing these 5 areas that we talked about before, right? And only this 5. You have to clean this timeline from all the other random things that are not related with your 5 main areas that you're covering within your personal branding.
Okay.
So through this feed, people will be scrolling through your feed and saying, oh, Vijayanti is about this, she's about that, she's about that, I like her for this, I like her for this. So they start to give you some likes, they start to give you some comments, and you will find commonalities. After a while you will see, oh, these few people, they're actually commenting quite a lot underneath my stuff. I will reach out to them through Messenger, or if you have their WhatsApp, or if you have their email, to invite them to get more of these things, because I can see that they're already interested, right? So this is where how you start interacting on the timeline, and you're pulling them. You're always giving them call to action to what is your next one step. Decide on one. If you want to do podcast, do podcast. If you want to do YouTube, do YouTube. If you want to do a Facebook group, do a Facebook group. But decide on one for now, until you have a team of people that can actually help you navigate through all the different elements. Because otherwise it's just going to be, I'm talking from my own perspective, because I also had multiple things that I was running, and after a few months I was just exhausted. It was like posting here and then answering all the questions. It was a lot of things for me to do, and I realized I'm not doing it right, because none of the areas was giving me the results, because I was doing a little bit of everything. And instead of doing a little bit of everything, you just want to go through the stratosphere all the way to outer space, where there will be no gravity anymore, and you can just float easily in that area, right? So if you're going to start like, let's say, utilizing your timeline to attract your audience, what you will have to do is make sure that you're answering every single person that is commenting under something that you're posting over here. You run that conversation. The more comments is under your post, the higher it goes in feeds, and the more people will see it, and Facebook will reward you for interactions, right? So you want to make sure that you're not leaving any posts like this over here, right? If somebody posted something under your picture, you want to say thank you. You want to say, you're going to give them the answer, because that will push your post higher. More people will see.
That's what I do. Yes. I answer all my thing. Yeah, I do that.
So
these have come in later.
So yes. all these things, look, if you're going to be keep on answering, and not just answering, but actually interacting with people and asking them questions. If somebody commented on something underneath your photo, you can just run a conversation, because if you're going to have like 2 or 3 comments back and forth, Facebook will recognize it as a like very good sign that this post has value, put it up, put it higher. But you can do this only if you're focusing on one area. Imagine that you're going to have to do the same thing for your Facebook, for your podcast, for your YouTube, for your page, for your group. If you have all these places that you have to do it, that's going to take half of a day, right? To answer and interact in all these different places. So instead of doing that, focus on one place first. Make sure that you have like everything is tipped up perfect in this one place, right? So I have it, this one place I have optimized. And then Facebook will reward you, right? So decide, you already said, you will go with the personal profile. That's your first step. Decide what's your second step in your funnel, in your marketing funnel. Is it a podcast, or is it a Facebook group, or is it something else? Well, at this point, I think it's either podcast or Facebook group. You can decide what's going to work better for you.
Yeah. Podcast, what will happen? I can give them value. I can give them more value in podcast.
Yes.
Like one podcast I can take up.
In Facebook group is the same thing. You like look at my example for instance. Inside my Facebook group, I'm delivering value every second Saturday. I'm coming up with the live, right, with the community where I get to interact with them, where I get to know them a little bit and deliver.
Okay, so you're coming Facebook Live through your group, right?
At this point, we're doing it in the form of a Zoom because I want to make it interactive. So if I go live, it's more of a one-side communication when they're listening and I just talk. And instead of that, I want to have an interactive group when everybody get to talk with each other as well. So within my Zoom call, what I can do is I can deliver some value, but then I can break them down into smaller teams, smaller groups, where they talk to each other.
So you have the breakout rooms. You put them in breakout rooms, right?
Because that builds my community. They're not just attached with me as a person. They're attached with other people who are in this group, right?
Right. Put them into breakout groups. Yeah.
That's why I find it. That's why I find it like more useful than just a podcast, where I'm the only one who's talking, right? I want to make sure that it's interactive and I have as much feedback from the group as possible, right? Because it allows me to figure out, okay, what's the best way I can serve them? What I can do to serve them better, right? So you decide what works for you. If it's going to be the podcast, inside the podcast, you said you might want to run interviews, which is the one way to be interactive in podcast. Instead of only you talking, you invite a person.
Yeah, interviews. Yes, I can make it interview based. Absolutely.
Interviews are making podcast interactive, right? Now, the cool thing about that you can actually record this thing and then put it as a video, right? As a sort of a live session inside the group as well, or in other places once you have that second step. But what you want to do first is from your podcast, if that's your next step, pull them into the course. So your call to action within the podcast will be the course. Or if they want even more than the course, you can take them all the way to the top value, which is hop on Zoom with me or book a coaching session with me, and we can figure out if I can help you in your particular situation, right? In your particular case. So that's going to be a one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
Right. And you only give them this call to action after every single episode at the end of your podcast. That's going to be your single call to action. Let's say my course is here. You can go and check out my course. You can go and check out my session where I'm explaining a little bit more in that course, and then link to that session, which can be a link to a YouTube video where you're just talking about an overview of your course.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Where you're just telling them a little bit information about the course, or where you're just sharing with them a story of one customer, right? So you can say, so I had this customer, right? And she or he went through this course. That was the situation before. This is what we delivered throughout the course. This is the situation after. Before, discovery, after. Go through Epiphany Bridge. By the way, do you have you seen Epiphany Bridge structure?
Yeah. I was there. I went for this thing, na? Build your brand summit. So I know that.
Yeah, from Russell Brunson, right?
Yeah. I have the structure. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the structure for all your stories. For all your stories, you're gonna use that. Inside my group over here, I actually also showed an easier version of Epiphany Bridge script. If you go to units, the unit number 4, I think. Let me see. Yeah, in unit number 4, I'm talking about storytelling secrets, which starts from general guidance. Then
what is the hook? Yes. Now I know all this. Yes. Yeah. Mess. I know all this. Yes. Hook, mess. Yes. Make your mess your message. That is what Lisa had said.
Right.
Correct. Yes.
Correct. And then the final most the simplest form of this is this last video, when I'm showing how you can simplify Epiphany Bridge to share your story in 3 minutes. Right. So this was something that I was also sharing on the big the big group mastermind. Right. This is nothing else as Epiphany Bridge script, but the simplest version of it. Right. So you can plug in the stories of your customers.
Okay, fine.
And that's it.
I'll see that. I'll go and have a look. Sure.
That's it. Yes. That's pretty much the how you can walk them through your funnel, your marketing funnel. So your course is actually step 3 of that funnel. Step 1 is your page, your profile. Step 2 can be your podcast. Step 3 is your course.
Okay, I get it now. Yeah.
Right now, before
so
before step 1 is something that you said you're already doing, which is you networking, going to other people's group, other people podcast, other people stages, right? And you're showing yourself as an expert. In exchange, people are coming into your profile. So let's say if you're a guest speaker in someone else's group, and a person is asking you, where can we find you, or how the viewers, the listeners can get more value from you, your call to action from there is check out my Facebook profile, where I'm sharing more information about what I do, and you're just pulling them to your front end funnel. If you can give them something for free, that will make it even better. So for example, you can tell them that go visit my Facebook profile, where I can share with you my free quiz about this, or my free book about this, or my free ebook about something. So you just come up with something that you can give them for free just because they come to your Facebook profile. You want to reward them for that. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Sometimes it can be a checklist. A lot of people using a checklist that sort of check where they are with their teams. Do you want to know how well you're doing with your team? Here's a checklist that will give you an answer.
Okay.
Right.
So that can be a PDF file, right?
Yes. It can be a PDF file or a Google survey, for example, when they're filling in.
It can be a Google